Alliance and Thomas.
It's time for the 420 Radio News, covering the latest headlines in consumer cannabis, medical marijuana, and industrial hemp. Transcripts of 420 Radio News are available daily on our website at 420radio.org. Now, here's Russ Belville with your marijuana headlines in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. This is your 420 Radio News for Monday, November 3rd, 2014. You're more likely to contract Ebola in the United States than you are to get marijuana-laced candy in your Halloween basket. Despite literally hundreds of wide-eyed press accounts last week of the danger of marijuana-infused Halloween candy, we are 3 days into November without a single instance of Halloween-related pot poisoning coming to light. On the other hand, 2 Americans have caught Ebola so far in the U.S. Denver was ground zero in media reports of a marijuana candy epidemic last month after Denver police released video warning trick-or-treaters of marijuana-infused candy. Yet, according to the Associated Press, quote, Denver police and the Rocky Mountain Poison and Drug Center on Monday reported no cases of people slipping marijuana to unsuspecting trick-or-treaters, end quote. In short, nobody has tried to poison kids with weed because poisoning kids with weed would be a dumb and expensive thing to do. The Marijuana Policy Project is ready to legalize marijuana in Arizona in 2016. MPP has filed paperwork with state election officials to form a committee to begin raising funds for a 2016 citizens' initiative to legalize recreational marijuana use. Arizona voters narrowly passed Proposition 203, allowing medical cannabis use in 2010. Communications Director Mason Tvert said the group has plenty of support in Arizona, despite the state's traditionally conservative voting patterns. Quote, it appears most Arizona voters are ready to adopt a more sensible policy, he said. There were a large number of supporters who got on board in 2010 and are ready to move forward, end quote. The Marijuana Policy Project's Tvert said if recreational use passes in Arizona, existing medical dispensaries could have first dibs on selling recreational products as long as the inventories were kept separate. Recent raids in California have destroyed an abundance of medical marijuana plants intended to treat children with debilitating seizure disorders. 2 weeks ago, a local narcotics task force raided a collective in the San Diego area, and similar agencies destroyed private farms farther north in Mendocino and Modesto in August. Susan Schindler, a Mendocino-based farmer and breast cancer survivor, began growing rare CBD strains of marijuana on her property 5 years ago. Each year, she gives away a large majority of her supply free of charge to families with epileptic children, as well as to adult patients with Parkinson's disease, ALS syndrome, and various forms of cancer. Although Schindler's growing operation adhered to California's medical marijuana law with 25 clearly labeled plots, she returned home on the afternoon of August 5th to find her entire farm destroyed. Neighbors told her it had been raided by a group of unidentified men in camouflage uniforms who descended onto her property from helicopters and began cutting down her plants without a warrant. A Clarkston, Washington attorney sued the city and 4 city councilors who voted to prohibit retail marijuana sales within city limits. And he did it in a Jedi costume. Rick Laws says the city's ban is unconstitutional. He filed the motion on Halloween on behalf of Canna for Life, LLC, which is scheduled to open November 25th, provided the business can submit a retail marijuana license to the state of Washington. The moratorium on recreational marijuana sales within Clarkston city limits will expire at the end of this month. The moratorium's initial purpose has run its course, Laws said. Laws said he had a number of reasons for seeking a lawsuit against the city, including Clarkston's vote in favor of legalizing marijuana by a vote of 1373 to 1137. Detroit Lions defensive tackle C.J. Mosley was sent home from London last week after he was discovered with marijuana in his hotel room, according to ESPN. Mosley was suspended 2 weeks for violating team rules and conduct detrimental to the team, and Lions coach Jim Caldwell has repeatedly declined to elaborate on the circumstances behind the suspension. According to ESPN, hotel staff checked on Mosley after they were alerted to his room by a disconnected smoke detector. ESPN reported that Mosley has filed a grievance with the NFL Players Association seeking to overturn his 2-week suspension and lost pay. Punishment for the drug offenses are collectively bargained and handled under the collective bargaining agreement. The Lions, at 6-2, are short-handed at defensive tackle, with Nick Fairley, another Lion to have been busted previously for weed, expected to miss at least a month with a sprained knee. Quick tip, Lions, when you check into the hotel room, get those little shower caps. They're plastic and they have elastic around them. They fit perfect over a smoke detector. This has been your 420 Radio News for Monday, November 3rd, 2014. I'm Russ Belville.